And in today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you about 3 areas that you need to focus on to be able to call in more wealth. If you're someone who is focused on wealth creation, if you're someone that has a desire to break generational curses, meaning that you don't want the same set of financial circumstances to be passed down to your children, if you would like the next generation of people in your family, in your life, to experience life in a different way, to have more choice, to have more freedom, whatever that means for you, then this episode is for you. Hi, and welcome again to another episode of The Consistency Queen. My name is Elsa Morgan. I'm a wife, I'm a mum, and I'm also a global international business coach. I help women to be able to increase their impact, up-level their income and their life from vision to brand. Now, in today's episode, I want to talk to you about 3 areas that you have to focus on if you want to increase your wealth. And why I want to talk about this is because, frankly, not a lot of people talk about it. And so if you're someone who is focused on wealth creation, if you're someone that has a desire to break generational curses, meaning that you don't want the same set of financial circumstances to be passed down to your children, if you would like the next generation of people in your family, in your life, to experience life in a different way, to have more choice, to have more freedom, whatever that means for you, then this episode is for you. Okay, so let's start with this. Once upon a time, my father and my mum worked ridiculously long hours, and they decided to migrate to Australia. This was back in the 70s. Now, it was really my father, to be quite honest, but obviously mum went along and they decided that this was the best for them. This was something that they needed to do, and this is something that they really wanted to do because they wanted more for my brother and myself. So once they got accepted to Australia, they then made the whole process about, selling off their things, raising funds, and they had $50 in their pocket, 1 suitcase between the 4 of us, and we migrated to Australia. Now, in that process of my father making that decision to migrate to Australia from Argentina, where we were at the time, that in itself is breaking a generational curse, because as a direct result of coming from Argentina to Australia, new ways of life, new standards were reached. Okay. And then from then on, it was really my brother and myself working towards then further expanding and up-leveling within our family and our bloodline to be able to then create new levels to be passed down. And for me, this has been a real important focus as I then, married my soulmate, and we have 2 beautiful children. Is I wanted for them to experience more choice. You see, when I was, studying, and the thing was in my final year in high school is you need to go to university. Like, going to university was the end game. Like, that was it. You go to university, guaranteed a good job. Well, we all know how that turned out, because that's not simply the case, certainly not in this day and age, because I'm a university dropout. I mean, I have certifications and qualifications and I'm a master coach and I'm a master practitioner in NLP, and I'm studying right now, starting to study again as well, purely because I want to get better at my craft, and that way I can go in and help and expand more. But from the very get-go, it was clear to me that, that was a complete falsehood. So for me, going forward, it wasn't so much about, following the rules. It was about, how can I achieve better, knowing my gifts. Okay. And so if you're someone that you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, potentially there is an element of your journey where you feel like, well, this is not for me. I'm purely just sitting here and doing this because I'm expected to do this. Well, this episode's really going to impact you, because the 3 areas that you need to focus on to be able to call in more wealth are things that everybody has access to. People have this idea that wealth, in terms of whatever wealth is for you. So for me, a few years ago, wealth was hitting 6 figures. And then once I hit 6 figures, I realized that 6 figures is not enough to be able to live life on your terms. It's really 7 figures and beyond when you can really start creating meaningful changes and live life on your terms and travel whenever you want. And, like last month earlier this month, we traveled for 3 weeks. And then in 2 weeks' time, we're traveling for another week. And then in December, we're traveling again another 2 weeks, and then in January, and then in March, and etc. etc. And my point is that it has taken us like 7 to 8 years to get to this level where we're constantly traveling as a family. And this was something that was on my vision board, but I've had to focus on key areas to make that happen. And so for you to be able to want more wealth, a better life, live life on your terms, you need to do these, you need to focus on these areas, not just once or twice, on a consistent basis. You see, consistency is what's driven the results, the success that I've achieved, but also knowing the areas, okay? So the first area is mindset. Now, it's an obvious thing, but a lot of people don't focus on this. And, you need to appreciate as well, for those of you who are part of the collective that's actually going out and creating and being, serving, etc. We sometimes fail to understand that 98% of the world's population is not into personal development, is not reading books like I do. They don't actively go and invest in themselves and grow. And so when we come across people that are unhealed, not developed, etc., we just have to appreciate where they're at. And it doesn't make us any, better or anything like that. It just means we're walking a different path. Okay. And it's only when you start working on your mindset and really understanding what makes you, you. The whole idea behind, cultivating your mindset is not so much because you want to be better than anyone else. You actually want to be better than you were yesterday. It's about getting better than yesterday. It's about rewiring those thoughts that you have that have held you back. It's about understanding what makes you think. It's about understanding why you get affected or emotionally connected to certain things that come across your day, or something that someone said. Why do you get affected? Why do you get triggered? Why does this create a situation where you're having a meltdown? And so personal development is not becoming better than anyone else. It's becoming the best version that you can be. And when you understand that that's what personal development is about, then you will tap into it every single day. And let me tell you, personal development has changed my life. It's helped me to understand who I am, why I was in certain situations, why certain things went the way they went, what I could potentially do better if the situation were to come again. You see, I don't regret any set of circumstances that have happened into my life, because if I was to change anything, I wouldn't be here today doing this. And I love my life and I love who I am. And so if I love who I am, I can't regret anything, because that's brought me to today. But what I can do is appreciate that I've made some poor choices and I've handled things in not the right way. And going forward, if I was to have the circumstances again, I would handle them differently. And so personal development is an area that you must work on, not so much because, there's something wrong with you. It's about getting to the essence of you and what makes you tick and what makes you think. So then that way you can go and not only do good work and tap into your gift zone, but it's also about living a happier, more freeing life. And that is the reason why you need to concentrate on your mindset every single day in order for you to call in more wealth. Okay. And so number 2 is actually about your lifestyle. How do you live your life right now? There are elements of your life in terms of your morning routine, for example, your evening routine, how you fuel your body, how you look after your body, how you look after your health, the people that you surround yourself with, the books that you read, right? The information that you entertain, whether you gossip, whether you exercise, whether you intentionally start to live the life that you want to live, even though you haven't seen your results that you desire in its real form, in reality, but you start acting as if anyway. When you do an audit of your life and the lifestyle that you live right now, what do you see? Like, what are the things that you know that you go, you know what, I need to stop doing this. I need to stop thinking this way. I need to stop hanging around with these people. I need to start, operating this way. What are the changes that you immediately see? This is what I need you to understand and focus on. You will not know all the answers about the changes that you need to make and the adjustments that you need to make from the get-go. From the moment that you decide that you want to change your life, you're not going to know all the things, but you will know some things. You will know that there are going to be some adjustments that you need to make right now. And that's all you need to know right now, because you are literally taking that first step. People seem to think that they set a plan and this is the plan. And then when they don't hit the goal, it's because I'm not good enough. No, it's because you know enough to get you to this result. And now you need to experience further expansion to get you to the next lot of results that's getting you to your desired result. But at every stage, you are learning more about yourself and where you need to make shifts and changes in your current life and the lifestyle that you live to be able to then be more in alignment with the version that you're becoming. People seem to think that the first plan is the plan. It is not. You're going to have multiple versions of the plan. Believe me, I laugh because I've really come to embrace this. Multiple versions of the plan. And when you understand that it's the multiple versions of the plan that you consistently apply along the way, stacking on, is what's going to get there. And at every stage, you're going to shift and evolve and adjust accordingly. Your behaviors, your thoughts, the people that you hang around with, the way that you eat, your movement, your exercise, all of those things will adjust. And so my question to you is, what is one thing right now that you know that you need to either remove or adjust in your life right now? What is another thing right now that you know that you need to stop doing? Like, are you scrolling? Are you binge watching? Which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with watching TV in moderation, just overall for your mental health anyway. But I'm just saying, if you're building a business and you want to watch TV, then watch TV. But my only advice is from a success rate. Okay, those that are going on and building big things and doing big things, they typically don't watch TV. They read books. I'm just letting you know, because there's an obsession with wanting to get better and feel expansion. However, if TV is more your thing, I default to documentaries. I love watching documentaries and learning and expanding, particularly from, documentaries about high-performing individuals, people that have gone on to build big things, okay? Now, if you want to watch something else, like a movie or something like that, there's nothing wrong with doing that as well. But just know that time is money. And so if you are wanting to still watch TV and watch your favorite show, that's fine. But my advice to you, if you are also wanting to build a 6, 7, 8-figure business, then firstly, look at what other people that are currently achieving that do. And you'll see that most of them don't do that. But those who do, compartmentalize and literally block out time to do that. And they will only really do that once they've done all the things they're meant to do, because time is money. And if you're wanting to achieve 7 figures, you know that every hour you need to be making $500 an hour to get you to 7 figures. And you need to really embrace that and ask yourself, what sort of a return is this activity giving me right now? Okay. So know that your choices right now in your life are actually going to reflect back in results to you. I'll repeat that. Your choices right now in your life will reflect back in results to you. So if you're wanting different results, you're wanting a different set of circumstances, outcomes, you're wanting to earn more, you're wanting to live life on your term, you're wanting to, have more time, more freedoms to do what you want, then it's time to make different choices. And that's what it really comes down to. The choices that you've made up until now have generated the results that you have in your life. You see, your results are reflecting back to you all of the choices, the thoughts, the behaviors that you have entertained for some time. And so for you to be able to achieve different, you have to start making different choices. You have to start thinking differently, and you have to start being different. And so know that your current life and your current lifestyle is reflecting back to you who you are, what you've thought about, and the choices that you've made. Okay, let's get on to point number 3. And this is the most important one. And that is your relationship with money. Like, what is your wealth right now? I mean, what is wealth to you? See, for me, wealth is having time and financial freedom together, but also having choice. Having choice to do what I want, choosing to buy this if I choose to or not to, ordering takeaway if I choose to or not to, being able to contribute if I choose to or not. I'm always going to choose to, right? But what is your wealth right now? And what is, more importantly, your money mindset right now? You see, a lot of people desire more, but yet they don't want to give up what they have. And this is such an important lesson for you to understand, that money is energy. The money in your life is a direct reflection with your relationship with money. I'll repeat that. The money in your life is a direct reflection of your relationship with money. And so if you are constantly finding yourself that money is going out, it's because you have a poor relationship with money. You're scared to let go of money. You're scared to lose money. And so you're constantly finding yourself of losing money, making poor choices, constantly finding yourself, robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're not paying bills. You're defaulting on bills. You skip out on bills. All of that is a bad relationship with money. But if you are abundant in money and you treat money well and you have good money sense and financial sense, then you will find that money will flow in and out, because money feels safe to come into your world. And that's what this comes down to. And so my point to you is that I want to stress to you that your current financial situation is a direct result of your behavior and your relationship with money. So how you see money, how you feel about money is reflected in real time. And for some of you, that could be a little bit confronting. But you need to understand that you have to have a relationship with money, much like you have a relationship with yourself and with others. And oftentimes, all three are the same. Like, if you have a poor relationship with self, you will probably have a poor relationship with others and also with money. If you don't have the financial circumstances that you want, how are you treating yourself? How do you treat others? How do you treat bills when they come in? Like, when a bill comes in, for me, I love paying it straight away. Why? Because someone's provided a good service for me, so they deserve to be paid. And that is how you need to see it. And so you need to understand that if things aren't going your way, well, what is it about your money mindset right now that you haven't tightened up? If you're seeing that money comes in, money comes out, where do you not feel safe? And this is a whole nother training. And this is stuff that I've learned through working on, my core wounds and traumas, etc., because it's all related to energy. And you need to understand that I was financially bankrupt in 2009. Like, I was in knee deep in debt and made some poor choices, but also found myself in unsavory circumstances. And so as a direct result of that, I had to file for bankruptcy and literally start from scratch. And this is where I've come from. From that moment on, I've been able to build beyond a seven-figure life. Like right now, especially in the last 3 years, we've accelerated into a seven-figure life. We have a multiple seven-figure property portfolio. I've generated over $1 million in 2 years of my coaching business, and that's sales, right? But I wouldn't have been able to do all of that if I didn't improve my money mindset. I'm just saying, you can't have a good money mindset and generate more wealth. And if by chance you come across money, you will find that you will lose it as quickly as it comes. And that's how you find people that, earn the lottery wins, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then you'll hear like in 2 or 3 years' time that they're worse off than they were before. Why? Because they weren't wired and geared, and their nervous system and their body and their mindset was not wired for that amount of money. They lost it way before they even had it in its physical sense. And so when you have money and you feel safe with money and you appreciate money and you understand that it's an energy thing, you tend to attract more, but you also tend to keep it as well, and it grows. So what is your money situation right now? Where do you see yourself falling short in terms of the energy of money? And what can you do right now? Just one thing right now to be able to improve your money mindset. More than just affirmations, by the way. It could be something as paying your bills on time. I'm just saying. Okay, so I hope you found value in this, the training that I've given you and the information in this podcast. If you like this kind of training and this kind of information, know that I'm on a journey of building my business to $5 million a year. So everything that I'm doing right now is all with that in mind. You can always join my community, my free community, facebook.com/groups/The Legacy Academy, where I deliver trainings, showcase testimonials, give away stuff for free. And we're just a community of high vibing women, high performing women on a mission to serve. So thank you again for being a part of my world. Thank you again for being a part of my community. I value you. And of course, you can always subscribe and follow me, and also leave me a 5-star review on Apple as well. All right, take care, and I'll see you on the next episode.
The Consistency Queen, brought to you by the Queenie Effect and the Tech Company. For coaching options, please visit elsamorgan.com.